Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Thursday, September 22nd, 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, so we are still in the disseminating phase, which means we have a good support between the moon, which is our concerns and our emotions, and the sun, trine with the sun and moon. And the sun is our self-expression, so emotion and self-expression in harmony here. And they're both in earth signs. So when it comes to the concern, when it comes to the daily sort of energies, it's still an excellent time to be connecting to Mother Earth, connecting to everything she provides, which is the material world in that sense, connecting to our senses, smelling, touching, tasting, really getting into that sensual side of things. And what I always talk about with the moon in Taurus is gratitude, being grateful for what we do have in life. And all of that can be very balancing with the moon exalted there. Now, in terms of the Virgo, this is that we're focused on taking care of things, or can be, looking at the details of matters, really getting into the depth of things and how things can be improved or fixed, or finding solutions. So this is a great source of energy at the moment, and I think cultivating that analytical quality of ourselves, and most importantly, I think our personal development right now is just an excellent time to be working with the sun in Virgo. In fact, there should be plenty of opportunities to do that as we go into the weekend. The sun will get closer to Jupiter. They'll go exact on Monday, Sunday, Monday time. So yeah, seeing the potentials in life and how they can be worked, and how the potentials do require us to work on those details and for us to grow and develop personally. So anyways, that's the backdrop. Now, the major theme of the day today is going to be Mercury direct, as it was yesterday. Things still shifting. Now, today, it's this, again, pause energy. So although by the time we wake up, for most of us, the day moves forward, Mercury will be direct, he's still barely gaining that momentum. So it's still a good day to pause with things, to pause with the daily routine, to pause with our minds in many ways, because our minds are slowing down too. And in that way, we're creating a bit of space. And in that space, there is insight. There are things changing and shifting with our daily lives, just with our perspective of things in general. And that way we're in alignment with it. Because if we rush forward too fast, right, we try to implement things too quickly during a station like this, with Mercury slow, sometimes it can be a bit rushed and clunky in that sense. So as we give it some space, we're in alignment and allowing those insights to come in. Now, what's nice about this Mercury station is that Mercury is going to be trending up to Pluto, as he was prior to this direct. And so there is a lot of supportive energy here for really seeing the depth, the deep truth of things. And I think a willingness to change in general, to change our perspective. So on a minor note, it is great, like I've been saying, for things like research and diving deep with matters and psychology and transformation. But all in all, I think this perspective that is willing to change matters and to make change in our life so that our life is healthy and balanced. And all of this in Leo is about our self-expression. So cultivating things and now moving things forward and making change in our life so we can be in alignment with that self-expression. In other words, in alignment with who we truly are, and connecting to that inner flame and expressing ourselves and doing things because we enjoy them. And maybe a bit of that playfulness, lightheartedness can go a long ways, which we're still learning about, because the North Node is, of course, still in Leo, suggesting that collectively this is a new energy and there's a lot to learn with this. All right, so that's going to be the most significant thing. Mercury slowing down, still a good time to pause and slowly maybe implement some things with some new ideas. The moon is going to be squaring up to Mercury in the very early part. So again, with that extra space, extra attention on matters, with Mercury station, it's still good to cross those T's, dot those I's, give a bit of extra attention on correspondence and those kinds of matters, and on communication as well. Some presence there can be helpful. The moon will be squaring up to Chiron, so maybe there's some healing taking place in the evening time that might be a bit uncomfortable, but it can certainly be rejuvenating the more open we are to healing, if any wounds do come up. The moon sextiling up to Uranus can make it a good evening to mix things up. On a minor note, try some new things. And the moon opposing up to Mars does suggest balance with wanting to move things forward, and a bit of that drive and energy or independence or our personal needs. It's important to have balance with all of that. Bring some extra attention there. And I do want to mention that Mars has been going over this galactic center this week. So things are certainly transforming and changing with our energy, with our motivations, with our drives. And it's still in a very watery part of the chart, still very close to a fucus. But as the rest of this week unfolds, and especially next week, Mars is going to be very well placed in Sagittarius. And this will be a bit more expansive and a much easier place for Mars to work with. It's a fellow fire sign. Not that he's uncomfortable in a fucus, he does rule it traditionally, but it's a bit more inspiring, and tapping into a bit of that adventurous spirit, I think, will be particularly emphasized going into next week. But today, certainly still transformations and changes taking place with our independence, our personal drives and needs there. Okay, so extra attention can be particularly important, especially with the moon opposite Mars. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. Mercury slowing down, trining Pluto. Still an excellent time to make change, changing perspective, seeing things in a new light. Also, Saturn's lifting up off that square from Neptune, and that's within the 1 degree orb that's lifting up today. So as we go through these coming weeks, there's a bit of fog lifting. There's a bit of, what you might say, clarity coming in, just because it's been such a nebulous and uncertain time this year. But maybe things are making a bit more sense, depending on your personal chart. But yeah, collectively, there's a bit of that fog lifting, and I think that could bring in a bit of that clarity there. All right, but yeah, Mercury direct, things slowly moving forward this week. New perspective, great time for change, great time to be focused on personal development there with the moon, or with the sun in Virgo, and the moon in Taurus does emphasize a good connectivity to Mother Earth and everything that she does provide. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.